Well, you tell me first. What do you know about owls?
We're meeting them right now.
I know that
They are nocturnal. What does it mean to be nocturnal? They're awake at nighttime, right? So this guy, his name is Dobby, and he is called a white-faced owl. So you guys look at his face. What color is it? So is that a good name for him? Yeah. So his name is Dobby, and he lives all the way over in Africa. What other animals live in Africa? What do you think? Take a wild guess. Come back to you. What about you guys? Do you know any animals live in Africa? Snakes live in Africa? Absolutely. Very good. And gorillas. Yes, they live in Africa. So that's where this guy comes from. And how old do you think he is? Do you think he is a baby or is he an adult? Baby. What do you guys think? You are both right. Because guess what? He's only 8 months old. So he's still really little. He's really young. But this is as big as he is ever going to get. He's 8 months old. And look at that. He's not even 1 yet. This is as big as he's ever going to get. And what do you guys think Dobby here likes to eat for breakfast? What do he have? Loves worms. What else? Mice. And when he eats mice, can I show you something really cool? Okay. When he eats mice, he eats all the meat just like if you guys are eating a chicken wing, right? And then he spits up all the fur and the bones and goes into this cool thing. Check this out. He just spit this up a little bit ago. And this is called an owl pellet. And you can actually go through an owl pellet and find out what the owl has been eating just by looking at it. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And he is very special owl because he will let you pet him. So you're welcome to pet him just right back there on his fur or his feathers for me. He's soft. Do you guys have any more questions about him? Or adults, please feel free to ask as well. He's their claws, yes. And do you want to touch? Did you guys want to touch? A bird's claws. His claws are called talons. And I'll show you what they look like in just a second, okay? He is very soft. So these are his talons right here.
See you at the next meeting.
They're very, very sharp because he uses them like a fork. You know how you hold your food with a fork? He holds on to his food with his feet. Very cool. Did you want to touch him, sweetheart? No, that's okay. All right. Are there any more questions that you guys have? Nope. Nope? All right. Well, thank you very much. I hope you guys had a really great day at the zoo. Planting all the flowers and stuff. Yep. Hand sanitizer, please. Wash your hands. Okay? And have a great rest of your day, guys.
Thank you.
No problem. Ready? Walk on. Good girl. Good girl. Now walk on. Good girl. Walk on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Walk on. Good girl. Walk on. Good. There's four keys down everything. Good girl. Good girl. Walk on. Frankie, come here. Good girl. That's probably good. After this, when we stop, that was something. Ah, no. Come on, walk on. That should smell gross to you. Good girl. Good, walk on. Come on, walk on. Good walk on, good girl.
Down here we usually get a pretty good walk.
Good girl. No, walk on. Frankie. Good girl. Walk on. Good girl. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Cincinnati Zoo's Lord of the Arctic exhibit. My name is Abby, and I am here to tell you a little bit more about our fabulous polar bears. We do have two that live here at the Cincinnati Zoo. This one right behind me, her name is Barrett. She is our 14-year-old girl, and she weighs, do you guys have any guesses about how much our polar bear weighs? Audience back there.
400 pounds.
400 pounds, that's a good guess, but she actually weighs about 700 pounds. A little bit bigger than that. Our boy, his name is Little One. He's sleeping up there at the top, but he is actually our big one, if you want to call him that. He is our 22-year-old male, and he weighs 800 pounds. Now, as you can see, polar bears are great swimmers, and they are well adapted for life in the water. As she's swimming around, you can see that she uses those big front feet that she has, her big paws, as paddles to help give her power. And those big rear ones she uses as like a rudder on a boat to help her steer. And these guys are so well adapted for the water that they have actually been seen most recently in the wild, swimming 65 miles off the coast. That would be like you guys swimming from here all the way to Kings Island, back, and then some more. It's a very long distance. But even though they are great at swimming, this is actually not where they do most of their hunting. In the wild, polar bears do what is called still hunting, which basically means that these guys will sit for hours at a time on the edges of the ice, on the edge of a circle, or a hole in the ice, whatever you want to say. They will wait for hours at a time for their favorite food to come up. And it was actually said that polar bears would take those big old white paws of theirs and cover their black noses to help them camouflage better. But although that's fun to think about, has never been scientifically proven. So since I said they like to sit on the edges of the ice, another question for the audience. What do polar bears like to eat? What is their favorite food?
Pumpkins.
Sitting on the edge of the ice?
Fish.
Fish, they love fish. Salmon's one of their favorites. What else?
Penguins.
I'm so happy you said penguins. So very happy. There is a very scientific number of how many penguins a polar bear will eat every day. How many do you think a polar bear will eat?
7.
Good guess. One more guess.
4.
Correct number? 0. Polar bear has never in its life seen a penguin. Contrary to popular belief, those Coca-Cola commercials really give us a false sense of the world. But if you guys were to pretend like you're holding the world in your hands, all polar bears live up here in the Arctic, the northern hemisphere, and every single species of penguin lives in the southern hemisphere. So polar bears have never in their life seen a penguin. But they also, their favorite meal is actually ringed seals. They love to eat those guys. And surprisingly, polar bears love apples. These guys specifically love apples, grapevine, all kinds of stuff. So polar bears also do eat vegetables or plants, whatever you want to say. They're not strictly meat eaters. Now I do have another question, sorry, lots of audience participation in this chat. But if I told you guys that there was a possibility for you to receive a package that had everything that you needed to live a happy, healthy, long, productive life, would you be interested in something like that?
Yes.
Absolutely, you'd be crazy not to, right?
Correct.
Now, our zoo has the lovely privilege of learning or researching polar bears through packages such as these. How do you think we study polar bears? Through their what?
Motion.
Through their poop. We study polar bear poop here at the zoo. I know, gross, ooh, right? We can all get it out of our system, that's nasty. But we actually have a very, very important research group here. They're called CREW, which is the Center for Rare and Endangered Wildlife. And they actually receive polar bear poop packages from all over the country, from captive bears all over the country. And they help us better understand how to better take care of these guys, but also to help wild bears out in nature. And our lions are nicely roaring right now. But the things that we can learn if a polar bear is pregnant, we can learn what their breeding cycle is, and we can learn if they have enough weight on their body in order to keep them happy, healthy, and be able to reproduce. All of that seems like very basic information, but it is incredibly important in order to make sure we take care of our bears. So speaking of being pregnant in polar bears, I'm going to tell you one really quick fact, because polar bears are the most amazing moms in the world, not to take away from any of the moms that are out there, but they are some of the most amazing things you can possibly imagine. Check this out. A polar bear mother will go underground into a den without food or water for up to 8 months to help her baby survive. This is because these guys have the largest size ratio when it comes to moms to babies. It's a very extreme ratio. Remember I said mom here, Barrett, she weighs 700 pounds. When a baby polar bear is born, they weigh 1.3 pounds. They're absolutely tiny. So, in order for mom to guarantee that her baby has the best shot at survival, she will stay underground in that den until the baby is about 22 pounds and has that very thick, fluffy coat on their body to help keep them warm. Now here at the zoo, we are leading a Saving Species campaign. This is very easy for you guys to participate in. I am not about to preach to you. I am not about to ask you for money or anything like that. But, by a show of hands, how many of you have a cell phone? I'm not going to ask you to give it up.
Me.
Pretty much everybody here has a cell phone or knows somebody that has a cell phone. And I will be very surprised, but Has anybody had the same cell phone their entire life?
Nope.
No way. So all we're asking you to do here at the zoo is simply recycle your old ones. When you get a new cell phone, bring that old one right here to the zoo, drop them in our boxes or give them to an employee. We will get them where they need to go. But we're doing a lot of things by recycling these cell phones. We're helping to limit the coltan, which is a mineral that's used in them. It's found over in Africa. We're helping to keep our city even more healthy and beautiful. And we're also bringing awareness to habitat loss as well as protection. So even you young ones out there can help us save species simply by recycling old cell phones. So on behalf of the zoo, I would like to thank you guys for stopping by and visiting with us. If you have any questions whatsoever about our polar bears or any other animals here at the zoo, please don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and thank you for stopping by.